Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Marvel Future Fight video, and for today we're going to be taking another look at SERSI, because with the drop of the V755 Eternals update, we are now able to transcend SERSI via the Eternals epic quest. It's one of the longest epic quests, and it requires you playing timeline battles. I believe you need to play a total of 40 or 50 timeline battles, and you need to win, I believe, at least 10 of those. So even though she's a free-to-play character, you can find it to be a daunting task to get all of those timeline fights in, especially since you do need to win some of those. So as a free-to-play player, if you're very new, just know it might take you a lot longer than somebody who's been playing for a while, because in timeline battle right now there's a lot of Dr. Dooms, there's a lot of Sentries, Jean Greys, and other characters that are now moving into the meta, like Wolverine, etc. So it might take you a little bit of time. I see people complaining about having to win 10 or 20 timeline fights. I get it, but just keep pushing. Even on my free-to-play account, I'm getting some W's, but I know not everybody's situation is set up like that. However, let's talk about SERSI and whether or not this character is worth all the hassle if you are not able to purchase the uniform for her, because she is a free-to-play character. Means you can get her biometrics. Even though it says the store here and the epic quest and all that stuff, you can get her biometrics from simply playing Shadowland. She's a free-to-play character, so she's easily accessible to all players. However, is she worth transcending if you are not going to buy her uniform, or if you can't buy her uniform right away? From her uniform, there's a couple things that she's getting. She's getting damage reduction, which is a very big deal for her, but in addition to that, it's also increasing her tier 2 passive. It's giving her, let's take a look at what it had before so you can see the difference. Before, it only gave 30% all attack to Eternal allies, versus now you can see it's giving the same 30% all attack, but it's giving extra damage to supervillain plus additional damage reduction. This is very beneficial for SERSI because she has damage accumulation based on damage taken. So if she can reduce some of that incoming damage to herself to help her stay alive longer, and at the same time augment her damage to make it so that she does even more damage, that is absolutely fantastic. But in addition to that, this third skill now heals her. Prior to this, the only way for SERSI to heal was actually through her charm, and charm does not apply in World Boss Legend and other contents that you cannot CC or crowd control the boss. So basically, once you got the top tier endgame content with SERSI, if you don't have this uniform, you will notice that she just does not have the ability to sustain long term. And that's what I've been finding to be the case. She's actually really powerful. I'm looking at the damage numbers with the uniform and without the uniform, and it's looking very similar, obviously, because we now have 30% extra damage to, let me show you, to supervillains because of the uniform, plus getting the uniform to mythic. Since she never had a uniform before, you're gonna get an additional 25% all attack plus all of the additional stats here, right? Damage is great. Survivability with damage is way better. But if you lack one of those two things, you're gonna notice that once you get to top tier endgame content, you are going to suffer and you will struggle. So if you cannot buy the uniform for SERSI, it might not be the best idea to invest all of your resources in getting this character fully transcended, because you are going to notice that once you get to higher levels and you can no longer rely on Venom or anti-Venom, you are going to start struggling. Now, if you are only doing stage 1 through 9, you have nothing to worry about because there are no restrictions, meaning you can come in, you can use SERSI, and then you can just pick up Venom or anti-Venom and you can use him to heal you. Where is he? I haven't used him in so long because I like to use my characters by themselves without relying on his heal. This thing right here can make a lot of mediocre or bad characters look good, just because of the fact that having this guy as a striker will cover up some of their imperfections. However, once you go high enough and the restrictions start kicking in, where it locks out males or it locks out humans, you're gonna notice that some of these characters that don't have a heal in their kit, like SERSI, base kit that is, starts to fall short. Okay, so I'm going to take off the uniform. I'm going to show you guys what the damage looks like, but the most important thing for you to pay attention to here is the survivability. It's just not there if you don't have the uniform. So this is one of those uniforms that you really want to buy, because it's offering you a support passive for your eternal characters, and it's also making the character way better. Right here, stage 34, you can use her as high as 34. I believe you can even go a little bit higher once you get past the agility tag on stage 40 to 44. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And obviously over here against Mephisto, you can also use her in the 30s. So she has a lot of value, and she will easily be able to do these stages once you get the uniform, even if you don't have a CTP. Because like right now, I'm not using her with a CTP. And without the uniform, she melted these stages yesterday like they're butter. But today when I went in with the base kit, because I wanted to see if on my free-to-play account, by the way, update on the free-to-play account is coming. I wanted to see if on my free-to-play account, I could find similar success without needing to buy the uniform right away. And I'm just noticing that that is actually not the case. Anyways, that being said, let's jump into some content. Alright guys, let's see if we can keep SERSI alive and actually do some decent damage. Like I said previously, if you're running stage 1 and you have anti-venom or venom you can use as a striker, it's not a problem. She's gonna do fine. But once you get up to these big boy levels, it's a different ball game. Okay, the tentacle just hit me there, penetrated everything, and that's just not good news for me. Okay, let's see if we can. I think they should make it so that charm skills, even if they don't charm, still heals you. Because you're using it well. I don't know. That's kind of why what's it called, Spider-Woman gets no play. It's the same reason. Bro, what is he targeting over there with the tentacle, bro? I needed you to hit me with the tentacle up here, fam. Stupid. I guess it's where I was when he decided to do the attack, is why he did that. Okay, can I get hit with a tentacle, please? That was a big attack. You can see, like, when you get the retaliation play correctly, like when you get hit at the right time, you can do big damage. But you also have to be mindful of the fact that some attacks, even though they can help you accumulate and do really good damage, they might penetrate and just kill you off rip. So is it worth it to do more damage if you just end up dying like that? Exhibit A. Exactly my point. And there's nothing you can do about it. If you don't have a heal, it's literally a matter of time. How much time? That's the real question. Alright guys, just take a look at the stark contrast between the uniform and the base kit. And one thing you'll notice is that the damage per se is not that different. And sometimes it comes down to just not getting the accumulation because you didn't get hit as much. But one thing I will say is, like, the damage reduction and the heal is very noticeable. We're back at full health versus last time that was not the case. So just pay attention to, like, how forgiving it is to play with the uniform versus the base kit, and then make your decision based on that, because World Boss Legend is already punishing enough without having to deal with a character that cannot heal. So I think the 1,000 crystals that you have to spend to get the heal and the reduction is worth it, man. Plus she becomes a better support for all of your other Eternals in the future. Come on, hurry up, guy. Yeah, that's what I wanted. That juicy retaliation play. Okay, I need to see another tentacle. Look at that. Look at the damage, boys. So you can see, you can definitely see just by this, we're pretty well off in terms of HP, and we just did that way faster. Trust me when I say, boys, when he gets to Mephisto, you're gonna definitely want to have that uniform. Let me just wait, and then abuse the fact that he hits us a lot. Look at that. 18 seconds, we're able to break this man because we just basically stood in his damage and just threw it right back in his face. And then we're still pretty much at full health. You'll love to see it. Look at that. Look at the bars flying. And look at my HP. For the most part, he's doing nothing to me, bro. Peanuts in correlation to how much I'm doing to him on the retaliation. It's crazy. I don't know what happened there. For some reason I pressed the 3, but then the 4 went off instead. That happens sometimes when the game glitches, I guess, and presses a skill when the boss goes through a cutscene. Alright, we're gonna go pop. We're gonna wait because we want him to be hitting us, right? He didn't hit us fast enough. Unfortunate. Yeah. Sad times. I wanted to get through this phase already, but it is what it is. So you can see here 316. Can I do this without a uniform? I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I would be surprised if we even make it through the first couple phases here alive. Like, I think the damage is definitely still there to some extent. Obviously not as much as when you have the uniform, because the uniform is giving you extra damage to supervillains and extra call it extra all attack. But yeah, he's eating us, bro. So we broke him. That's good at least. Okay, so the damage is there. Like, the retaliation play damage is most definitely there. It's just a matter of can we actually survive the retaliation play long enough to actually do damage. How many times you gonna say actually? I don't know. A lot? Oh man. No, this is not a way to live, guys. You don't want to live like this, bro. Save your crystals, man. Buy the uniform for her. Alright, you get a top tier character that's a support, a DPS, and hey, Dios mío. And to finish my sentence, it's not worth it to put yourself through this kind of frustration. Okay, it's basically torture. Here's the thing: for normal world boss, not normal, because normal ain't nobody play normal, but for world boss ultimate, she's gonna be perfectly fine because you're gonna be able to just charm these guys and just completely annihilate them. That's not even gonna be an issue. Once you get the legend, you absolutely need to get the new uniform, or your gameplay experience will be subpar and you might just hate using the character because of that. And honestly, she's a top tier character in my opinion, so I think it's worth investing in the uniform. I think this one is definitely going to be valuable even all throughout, I would say, 2022, because we still have more Eternals to come, and she is, like I said, more than just a DPS, right? She's a support as well. She's offering what is that 60% extra damage, if you will, to Eternal allies. Plus, from her passive here, she removes debuffs from all Eternal allies, and that's really good because burn, bleed, poison, all them things are debuffs that you have to deal with from time to time regardless of what game mode you're in. So has a lot of value even if you don't want to build her as a DPS. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.